Will the real defensive leader in Dallas please stand up? Because after this week, it looks like someone finally did, and his name is Quinnen Williams, the Cowboys' new powerhouse on the defensive line. From the moment he walked into that locker room, something changed. And at halftime, when the game was slipping away, he delivered the kind of message that every great defense needs: raw, real, and coming straight from the heart of a competitor who refuses to be handed anything. Before we go any further, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Now, back to the fire that erupted behind closed doors. According to teammates, the Cowboys were down 21-10 heading into the half. No speech from the coaching staff sparked the shift. No rally cry from the sideline. Instead, it was Quinnen Williams who stepped forward and took command. Sam Williams explained it best. He said Quinnen told the defense, "I want it like this. Don't give me anything. I didn't get here by being handed stuff." And in that moment, the entire room woke up. Players felt their heartbeat rise. The energy flipped instantly. Before a coach even stepped in, the defense had already broken their own huddle, united, focused, and ready to take control of the second half. And when they hit the field, you could feel it from the very first snap. They played with urgency, with pride, and with the kind of intensity that only comes when a locker room decides for itself: "We're not backing down." Even Marquise Bell and Wanya Thomas echoed the same thing afterward. Big Q looked the defense in the eye and said, "Let's go out there and take it. Not hope for it. Not wait for it. Take it." And that's exactly what a true defensive leader sounds like in Dallas. When one of the guys said Quinnen Williams' words gave him chills so strong he stood up like he was about to check into the game, only to remember he didn't even have pads on. That tells you everything. That locker room was ready to run through a wall after hearing him speak. Every single player felt that spark. And honestly, this is the peace Dallas has been searching for. This moment wasn't just a halftime speech, it was a glimpse into the mindset this team has been missing. It showed what the Cowboys can look like when someone steps up and demands greatness from everybody in the room. The best example of that mentality? Elijah Clark's special teams play. It perfectly captured the entire story of this game, and this season. Clark got knocked flat on his back at the start of the play, got up, got knocked off course again, but he kept his eyes on the field, read the situation, and delivered a hit that flipped the momentum of the game. That is exactly what the Cowboys did as a whole. They were down fast, 21-0 before the second quarter was even over. They took the early punch, got back up, stumbled again after a missed kick and an interception, but they didn't fold. They steadied themselves, found a rhythm, and scored before halftime to cut the gap. And when the defense came back out after hearing Quinnen Williams' message, they played with a different level of purpose. This felt like a growth game, the kind of game coaches look back on years later as a turning point. As long as the core of this roster stays intact, this moment can be something the whole team draws strength from. This was resilience. This was fight. This was Dallas refusing to let adversity define them. And yeah, it's wild to feel this excited when the record is still sitting at .500, but this wasn't about standings. This was about identity. That was the most important game of the season so far. And with the remaining schedule, there's still a clear path to the playoffs, even through a wild card spot. The key is simple: keep growing. Keep fighting. Keep showing the toughness and heart that was on display in that second half. Because that level of resilience? That's something we haven't seen from the Cowboys in a long time. Honestly, this might be the most impressive win of the entire Dak Prescott era, and that's saying a lot. Even more impressive than the playoff demolition of Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. And the reason is simple: this victory wasn't about domination, it was about survival, resilience, and heart. The Cowboys didn't walk in and steamroll the Eagles. They didn't catch Philly on an off day. They didn't benefit from fluke mistakes or lucky bounces. No, the Eagles showed up playing some of their best football of the season. A.J. Brown was on fire, putting together one of his strongest games all year. Their run game was humming. Their offensive line, even without Lane Johnson, still looked elite. Their coaching staff had them dialed in. Their defense was healthy, loaded, and attacking. There were zero excuses for Philadelphia. They jumped ahead 21-0. They punched first, second, and third. And yet Dallas refused to crack. That's why this win feels different. If the Cowboys had blown the Eagles out from the start, it would have been easy to shrug and say Philly just had a bad night. But that's not what happened. The Eagles came to play, and the Cowboys beat them anyway. They clawed their way back from every mistake, every setback, and every momentum swing. During the comeback, there were still errors, missed opportunities, miscues, moments that could have broken a lesser team. But instead of folding, the defense rose to the moment. And because of that, you have to step back and honestly acknowledge something important. Matt Eberflus has his fingerprints all over this defensive turnaround. He needed the right personnel, and now that he has them, you can finally see the vision. The adjustments, the play calling, the discipline, all of it came together. Maybe he isn't the vocal spark this defense needed, maybe that leadership is coming from Quinnen Williams in ways we didn't expect, but from a strategic standpoint, Eberflus delivered. Completely. This was the best team in the NFL they were facing. One of the deepest rosters. One of the most explosive offenses. They were going to score points no matter what, but Dallas didn't break. They didn't lose control. They didn't let the moment overwhelm them. And that's why this win means so much more than just another number in the standings. It showed that the Cowboys can fight back against the league's toughest teams, and win anyway. The Eagles were always going to score points, that's who they are. But when the game reached its breaking point, the Cowboys' defense locked in. Every player tightened their assignments, communication sharpened, and Matt Eberflus' adjustments took full effect. You could see it snap into place, fewer blown coverages, tighter windows, contested catches, and aggressive press-man coverage exactly when the moment demanded it. This performance wasn't an accident. It was a statement about the direction of this entire franchise, no matter how the rest of the season unfolds. And I said it last night, went to sleep, woke up, and still feel the same way. Do not let the Dallas Cowboys get into the playoffs. If this team sneaks in, the NFC is going to get real uncomfortable real fast. I'm telling you right now, nobody is stopping me from believing Dallas can make a run. Because I haven't seen a Cowboys team win a game like this in a long, long time. Not against a bottom-tier team. Not in a random comeback. But against one of the best teams in the league. That's different. That's rare. And that's why this win matters. And how about Quinnen Williams? The man was everywhere. He lived in the backfield, wrecked plays, disrupted protection, and completely shut down Saquon Barkley and the Eagles' run game. Philadelphia abandoned the run because Dallas took it away, period. Shout out to Eberflus for the game plan. Shout out to the entire defensive staff. Shout out to Sam Williams for another clutch play, quietly stacking solid performances week after week. And credit to the coaches for sticking to the rotation plan. If they weren't keeping guys fresh, Sam wouldn't have been in position to make that play at all. That's smart situational football. And most of all, shout out to Quinnen Williams for stepping into the leadership role this defense has desperately needed. This isn't shade toward any former players, this is simply the truth. This is what everyone meant when they said the defense needed a true leader. Someone to set a tone. Someone to speak with authority. Someone the rest of the locker room feels compelled to follow. That's exactly what happened here. Appreciate all of you for tuning in, and listen. How about them Cowboys? Call me, text me, message me, ask whatever you want. Because yes, I'm still riding with them boys. I'm still one of them boys.